Happy, happy, happy Thursday. Sorry about that, little distraction. Just wanted to share some new insights that I've gained on LinkedIn and want to share some tips and strategies that you can get some takeaways from and start using today. You know, my focus really has been collaboration. And what I've learned about collaboration is LinkedIn is strategically positioned to amplify your message, your influence, and ultimately your return on investment based on how well you do two things. One is your message. What are you saying? What are you asking? How are you appearing? And the second element is the distribution of that message. Who are you engaging? Who is your target client audience? How relevant are your messages in relationship to their needs and wants? And based on that, I've really started to simplify it in that LinkedIn does a lot better when more people get together and start working on purpose instead of meeting by accident. And not only do you get more benefit from the support that comes with it, because unlike engagement pods, these are really meant, my collaboration groups, for people who sincerely align and believe in what others are doing and want to support them. So supporting out of just desire or interest doesn't make sense. It has to bring value. So by bringing people together who want to do more, who want to escape the mob and not be like everybody else, to rise above the crowd, differentiate and distinguish yourself, the key is exposure. And what I've learned, and that's why I'm starting to use LinkedIn Live more, is that a great percentage, over 80% of the people who are members of LinkedIn don't do anything in a week. The other 15 to 20%, some are casual and maybe leave a comment or a like. The ones who post maybe get down to about 5%, and the ones who do good and then do it consistently and with respect and trying to build long-term trusted relationships are even smaller. Now, when you elevate beyond posting and you get into video, now you're getting more interesting and you're getting more human. And this day and age, when there is so much isolation and people who are not interacting like they used to, the desire and need for social interaction is huge. And when you leverage that on a B2B business platform like LinkedIn, the knowledge share can be incredible. What I love about knowledge share is the bigger the group, the more people learning together each week. And what really kind of wins the day that most people take for granted or don't really experience is empathetic support. You know, a lot of people just don't have context. You know, when you go to LinkedIn, they don't give you a playbook. They don't give you a roadmap. You're on your own. Most people don't take the time to learn, and they just come in like a bull in a china store, and eventually they have an ass take or attitude that they're used to doing in a physical world where you've got to make your time pay in order to invest it. In LinkedIn, it's the opposite. You know, you need to show you're worthy of people's trust. You need to support people in order to be supportive. And what I found is the people who go first win the most. Waiting for something to happen, hoping somebody reaches down and helps you out, well, you can keep hoping and maybe sometimes it might happen. But while you're waiting, proactivity makes all the sense. Community makes all the sense. Collaboration makes all the sense. So how do you do that? Well, you combine it in a collaboration group, masterminding, and actually just launched a brand new one with Mike Weiss, LinkTank Mastermind. Actually, the URL is down there if you're interested in learning more. And my website, Don Cohen Consulting, is there for any other programs that you may be interested in collaborating on, maybe a different level. Feel free to reach out to me. Always open to support, entrepreneurs and deserving connections. So, with that said, what I would start to do is really ask yourself a key question. It's been said that you're the factor of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Well, ask yourself, what 5 people are you spending the most time with on LinkedIn or using as an influencer to really build your mastermind group? You might be surprised. There's value to association, but there's even sometimes more value to disassociation. So if you want to do better, be with people who are already doing better. You never want to be the smartest person in the room. So, with all this said, examine where you are in time. Ask yourself, what have you achieved? And I give you, in a lot of ways, you don't know that, but you're a lot better than when you started. You've got more experience. You've probably had some level of success, but, really measured in time, because that's your biggest investment in LinkedIn. Take inventory. How many hours a day or a week are you spending? What are you doing with those hours? And what are you receiving in return? And then match that up with your original goal. And I can bet you a dime to a donut that most people don't have a plan, don't have a goal. They just go willy-nilly on LinkedIn and then decide, well, here's what I'm going to do. But I'll tell you a funny thing. Most people don't decide what they want to do. Most people go to LinkedIn and see connection requests. They see comments, they see likes. So what are they doing? The majority of the beginning of their LinkedIn day is responding to other people's requirements or wishes. And what would you have done if none of that was there? Well, that's what you should do first. Take care of yourself first, and then you can take care of others a lot better. Go in with a plan. I mean, you wouldn't go to the grocery store without a list. Why would you go to LinkedIn and say, well, what do I feel like doing? Now, if it's casual, if it's a hobby, you're doing fine. Don't have to change. Doesn't hurt to change, but don't have to. If your goal is sales, if your goal is increasing the value of who you are, and what you do, then it makes all the sense in the world. How many hours would you work for somebody without getting paid and without even really getting in any personal benefit, where it becomes more work than pleasure? And it can be pleasurable, because I always take an either learn or earn attitude, with learning actually coming first. With LinkedIn being a long game, you got to pace yourself. You can't build expectations that are unrealistic. Start any new business from scratch with no money. And that's what most people do on LinkedIn. And see how long it takes. See how hard you're going to work. Buy a franchise, okay, and work 60 hours. I can bet you're not working 60 hours on LinkedIn. And if you are, you're not working hard, right? You're there. So, this is not to criticize you, but it's really to make you aware of where you are. And a lot of people have a way of self-justifying things based on not wanting to change, not knowing how to change. And that's where it's time to buy some vowels, reach out, form a group. If you can't form a group, join a group. This group down here is starting, you won't believe it, for $47 a month, money back guaranteed. And Mike Weiss, who I'm partnering with this, is throwing in $12,000 worth of valuable trainings and programs. And everything is month to month, right? So, invest in yourself. Buy some vowels to solve the puzzle. At least check it out. See what it is. And, I'm even open to a Zoom call if you have questions and want to get to know me first. This is so important for everybody listening, including myself and Mike, But the thing is it gets better as it gets bigger. And it gets bigger as it gets better. So my advice is take inventory, see where you are, have a plan. If not, make up a little plan and measure. You can't measure, you can't manage what you can't measure. And in closing, I want to leave you with a little bit of an upbeat saying. The definition of a big shot is a little shot to keep shooting. Let's keep shooting. Thank you for your time today. Enjoy the rest of your day and look forward to talking very soon again.